Hey everyone! It's been a while since my last Paladins vid. After the Tyra guide, I haven't really released too much Paladins content. The reason? Well, Smite finally released free-to-play for the Switch, and I've been pretty darn busy learning that, coming off games such as Vainglory, Paragon, and Arena of Valor as my other MOBAs. And Smite's actually pretty solid, pretty good game. And I really got burnt out after reaching Diamond and grinding in Paladin, so I just wanted a little break. You know, plus I wanted a game where I didn't have to rely on a team for objective-based victories, one where me and possibly one other teammate carried because we knew what we were doing, or a game where teammates don't leave or disconnect at the start of the match. Motherfuck! And so just like that, we are back and jumping into ranked right away, cause you know, I guess in the end So this vid is gonna serve as a commentary on this particular game here. As you can see, I'm using the Oracle of the Bitch. I've been using her a lot this season. She's actually great. I highly recommend her. But yeah, I saw a lot of good and one or few bad things on both sides of this, like both teams. So I wanted to comment on that, add commentary to that. And hell no, I do not want your Buck. He is a Pip with a bigger hitbox. You could have gotten me Pip, hey, I would have taken it. But no thanks. He's not a bad character, that's not what I'm getting at. There's no such thing as a bad character. But with that being said, take your Buck, I'll take my bitch. Thanks. So we're gonna go skip ahead to the game, and yeah. Alright, so for this, I usually go Soul Collector. It's my favorite talent of hers now that she has Void Abides in her kit. And right here, I'm checking to see what everyone's running. We have Tyra with Hunting Party, which is going to help my Void Abide. It's going to help the Buck output even more damage. But they have a lot of self-sustain in the form of Maeve healing herself, Khan healing herself, Grover being amazing this season as well, and Ashe being pretty darn tanky when she's shoulder bashing and getting the 90% reduction. So me and everyone else here did pick up Cauterize. I'm actually really happy about that. As you can see, everyone's just starting to buy it. I was concerned here. I thought the Terminus was AFK. He hasn't picked yet. He's in the corner. I didn't know if he got disconnected, but yeah, Barrick was saying, hey, let's flank left, let's flank left. So here I go. Something doesn't look right, and I know that they have an Ashe. So yeah, bye Barrick. Me healing him was a bit PTSD and being a jackass at the same time. I'm tired of hearing people like spam need healing the minute they die, do something stupid like that. But he didn't do it, so I thank him a lot for that. The invis here is just to get them to not shoot me for a second, and hey, it worked out. Speaking of healing, we are a minute and a half into the match, and there it is. So I get termed all healed up, and he jumps in trying to earn his place in Valhalla. Here we're trying to melt the Khan, and I make one of the worst decisions of my life, trying to get the Soul Collector, or whatever it's called, off on him while his shout is active. That was pretty bad timing on my part. Barrick over here helping with the Maeve. And Tyra just ulting everyone to get everyone off. Pretty strong dominance here, and I don't know why I'm able to heal through a shield, but you can. If you didn't know that you could, you do now. Now guys, you gotta remember, this is high rank. Everyone here is diamond or above, so no one is pushing the payload. It's to be expected. High rank everyone, high rank. Now this right here is extremely unfortunate. She dashed forward as soon as I cast my ult, so it bounced off her body and only affected her. I was really trying to drag in the Grover so they can melt him along with her, but it did not work out like that. They still managed to make her back up, so it's not a complete loss, but hey. Now, And over here we have Khan pretty well cornered. I'm a little scared for this barrack here, but he manages to stay up, and I think they're safe until Ashe pulls this bullcrap. It was beautiful. Maeve with the execute starting to really bug me. It's making my job way harder. Our term here rushes in because he's sitting on his ult, so he's trying to die, but I don't want it to be super obvious, so I'm trying to keep him up as long as possible so he can still cause damage and everything. I back off as I'm about to die, but he pops it and Ashe gets us. What really screwed us over here, Imani was able to root the buck and I wasn't expecting her damage at all, so when I came out of my invis, I was trying to heal the buck, but I was way too late on that one, and again, I didn't expect Imani's bomb at all, so that was a good play on her part. On our way back in, and what do we hear? Our barrack here originally flanked left, but he made his way all the way around, stalling so he can get back, doing a pretty damn good job, so I'm trying to keep him up as much as possible, and again, trying to avoid that Maeve execute, so I'm trying to scare her away. It would have been nice if I got the kill, so they can be safe for a second, but I couldn't. So barrack's still up. I'm trying to follow him around so he can keep his barrier up, but I see Buck under fire here. I see Maeve giving her position away, and I already heard Imani behind the trees, so I'm trying to get both of them here, but I'm also concerned about barrack taking damage. They wipe him anyway. I'm very nervous around going this left corner because of the Ashe, but I don't think she had her push at this very second. And that's when she gets us. Again, beautiful. Can't be mad. Here, I used my invis tiny bit too early. I could have used it to stall. I didn't see what was going on when I came out of it. I was trying to save the Tyra, but was too late. Second time I activate my Ren Soul, by the way it's called, on the Khan right as he shouts. So again, bad timing on my part there. Jumping right into the second round, Imani ults as soon as she gets to the point, and Terminus dives in to try and save the team, and Buck goes to help him but is cut off. This part would have been super nice for all of us. There's no one to blame here, but all of us to have microphones in, because Term could have said, hey, I'm diving, and I could have said, hey, I got you, and tried to follow him. I was too far to even try to get to him, even if I go invis and then try to speed it up that way. I barely missed Maeve here, so that's a little frustrating, but they still managed to get on point. Term dives right back in, doing his job. Here, I'm trying to fight Imani after I see her, but she got a good hit on me. Barrack's shield is what saves me, and he is able to help me fight her off. Term is still alive, so I'm trying to prioritize him so he could get back on the point. Barrack is being melted by the Maeve. I heard her, but I had no idea where she was, so she gets the execute off on him pretty easily. They pushed me off, but luckily we had ult, so I'm able to save the Tyra, and she in return is able to help melt the Ashe. At 99%, they have to be pretty mad. Imani goes to put herself in the exact same position we just beat her for, and surprise, surprise, barrack Tyra is still there to help me out and punish her for doing the exact same thing with no one to support her there. I'm rushing the Khan here because I have 15 stacks and my team right behind me, so it was an easy melt on all of us. Here, they're stalling, trying to buy us as much time as possible, so I'm trying to help. And Buck had ridiculously good timing to avoid Maeve's execute because he activates his self-heal to save him, and I'm able to get him back up to full. Barrack here, again, defending left flank. Pretty awesome. And I think he's okay, so I go here to help Terminus, who's again diving in, but I get way too narrow-sighted, and I let Imani and Maeve pound on my face. Jumping right back in and respawn, I see Barrack still alive, still holding left flank and winning the fight against Ashe, so we all help to give him the extra push. With Ashe down, we can confidently rush left flank without fear of being pushed off, and everyone dives in to just sideswipe these guys completely. Imani gets melted pretty easily. They all stick together, so we get free heals on them. And Maeve ults here, but she does it way too close to all of us. Here I did something a little risky. I really shouldn't have done that. I saw Tyra low, but instead of trying to heal her first and prioritizing that, I tried to shoot Maeve thinking I had her. Luckily, it worked out, but that is my bad. I really should have prioritized Tyra on that one. So here, Yamani could be anywhere around those rocks. Everyone's trying to go around real quick and find her. And Maeve is trying to push me back. Now, I see that Maeve is a bit conflicted in her movements between now and a little earlier, and I start trying to capitalize on that and try to keep her split. So I'm trying to get her attention as much as possible, but stall so that right there can happen. I saw my team was up, so I was hoping that they would make it in time, and they did. Term ults to get back on the point, and I see 3 of these guys right here as soon as I go around the corner, and we get an ult on them pretty nicely. It lets me heal up my team, but Grover had the same idea and was able to ult and save a few of them, at least for a few seconds. Again, trying to stall on the Maeve as much as possible, but she's priorities a little confused right now. I don't know if her team is spamming orders or what, but she keeps switching targets, which kind of works against her execute, so it worked out for us. Jumping to the 3rd round, surprise surprise, everyone flanks left. I stay with the buck because I saw someone on right and I didn't know how many it was, so I'm trying to keep him up. I aim this at Terminus, but they have a lot of COD on him, so they get him. I hear the Maeve, but I wasn't sure again where she was. Turns out she's behind us. I call her out. Tyra too. She gets Tyra, Buck, and me in that order. And Terminus naturally spamming need healing because, you know, who's the backline, right? Due to comeback mechanic, they end up capping it way faster than we can get to them, or even try to buy time, because those guys are on it. They tried to buy time. Here, I wanted to heal the turn, but he was tossed over, so the Maeve gets him pretty fast after that. He didn't spam anything after that. Here, I'm panicking, because the term spam was starting to get to me earlier, and I'm looking for my mic, so that's why my aim was going side to side, but around here's when I say F that, let me just focus, not let it get to me. And I'm trying to keep this Barrack and Tyra alive as much as possible, because at this point the Maeve executes are pretty darn on point. So we get the Samani here, and my focus is just try to keep them up and out of that execute zone as much as possible. Here I ult to save the Terminus because I see them trying to circle around. And what I like is how fast him and Buck reacted to the ult. I didn't do it so they could react to it, but they were on top of that instantly, trying to get in it. So I'm trying to heal, but again, that execute, so lay down as much fire as possible as soon as he ults. Mani missed it here. It was almost a really good one though. And again, trying to avoid that execute right there. Maeve ults here, trying to sweep the rest of us up, so I go invis to save, and Barrack hides behind the rock. I come out to try and body block, because I didn't exactly know where Barrack was. I just saw him at the last second, and together we're able to help melt the Maeve. Here I get a little aggressive, again, to body block, and to be honest, the high rank aura went around me. As you can see, I'm playing off the payload here, but then I snap out of it, and I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, right. Let's get back to that. So I head back to the payload to try and act as a quick guard and push it back a little, and my team does something I like very much. Instead of aggressively pushing their spawn, they finally come back. You know, I see too many teams push forward all the way for no reason. Tyra clutches this with Hunting Party. We're able to see her, know exactly when she comes around the corner. I'm not able to get to the Barrack in time to avoid that execute. But I'm trying to keep Tyra up, so we will save her, help with the con, and she ends up melting. The enemy team starts moving ridiculously smart here, splitting our sights from left to right, but Barrack and Buck are over here on our left side, defending it so very well. leaving Tyra and Terminus to defend right while I'm just able to get heals on everyone and to stall for overtime. Back in spawn, we buy our final items for the last round, hopefully last round, and strategically discuss where to... It's left flank. We're going left flank. So anyway, we launch the attack, and as you can see, it starts going pretty well. They're all sticking really close together, giving me easy heals, but they're still able to melt the Tyra. Trying to keep Term up, again, avoid that XQ as much as possible. This was a slight mistake on my ult, I will call that out. It wasn't bad, it kept him off the point, however, I didn't check to see if my team was ready to try and capitalize on that, because that was an offensive. I threw that out to be offensive. This right here I have watched so many times over. I don't know why the Amani ulted right in front of the entire team. I think it was panic, I'm not sure, but I can't understand why she did it. They melt Maeve here, everyone's alive. Khan goes shortly after, and Grover just runs. He tries to save himself as opposed to dive on it. He has a slight amount of time. Here, because of comeback mechanic, I'm trying to stall the Ashe as much as possible until my team can do that right there. So they get her off, she's ultless, she's down, and these guys are at full health. At this point, I'm pretty confident we got it, so I'm just waiting for the desperation dives. We got desperation dive 1 and 2 right here. Grover's still saying F that noise and stays back. So we win. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will have a Seris guide out soon. So stay tuned for that. And if you guys want more gameplay commentary vids, whether they be funny or not, then please let me know in the comments below. Again, thanks for watching, and sorry the video was so long, it's just the match itself was long, so thank you guys.